Good morning to all of you. We are studying organisms and populations. And in this chapter, the topic that we discussed was population interactions. The different contents related to population interactions have been described and explained. However, two types of interactions, that is, Commensalism and Amensalism. These two topics are to be discussed today. We have studied about competition, we have studied about predation, we have studied about mutualism, we have studied about Commensalism. But regarding Commensalism, I have told you that it is the interaction between two organisms in which one is benefited and other is not harmed. So let us first explain Commensalism in detail. Commensalism. It is the type of interaction between two organisms, two species, in which one is benefited and other is not harmed. So, in this case, the interacting species are never harmed. However, one of the members is benefited, however, other is not harmed. Let us explain with some examples. We have studied about epiphytes. Epiphytes के बारे में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है. Epiphytes क्या होता है? These are the plants. Epiphytes are the plants which take support from other plants, which grow on other plants only for support. They have specific adaptations to absorb moisture from air, and they perform their own nutrition by means of photosynthesis. So epiphytes में क्या होता है? Epiphytes एक तरह का प्लांट्स होता है जो दूसरे प्लांट्स पर ग्रो करता है. ये अपना न्यूट्रिशन करता है, अपना फोटोसिंथेसिस करता है. दूसरे प्लांट्स पर ये केवल सपोर्ट के लिए ग्रो करता है. तो व्हाट हैपेंस? In this case, what is saw? The plant, one of the plant is benefited as it gets support from other plants. However, other plants जो है उसको कोई harm नहीं होगा. Is it clear? If we see the interaction between two species, such as a great bird and cattle. A great bird and cattle. A great bird and cattle. In this case, what we can see? A great birds are benefited and insects are detected due to moving of the cattle. Whenever cattle graze the grass, insects hidden there moves from the place and they are trapped by the agate bird. So agate bird is benefited. However, cattle are not harmed. Now here we see the interaction. There are two types of interaction. One is between the agate bird and insect. So agate bird is the predator and insects are the prey. While we can explain the case of commensalism between the agate bird and cat. Agate bird gets insects food due to movement of the cattle. So agate birds are benefited while cattle are not harmed. If we see another example, let us pilot fishes. Pilot fishes moves with the shark. Pilot fishes moves with the shark. What happens? Shark is not harmed. Pilot fishes are protected and get food. Hence, they are benefited. However, shark is not harmed. So, there are many examples where one species is benefited and other is not harmed. So, this type of interaction between the two species is known as commensalism. Now the other topic that is to be described is Amensalism. Amensalism is the interaction between two species. Amensalism is the interaction between two species. Amensalism. It is the interaction between two species in which one is not benefited but other is harmed. One is not benefited but other is harmed. So this type of interaction between the two species in which one is not harmed, one is not benefited while other is harmed is known as Amensalism. Is it clear? So, interaction between two species in which one is not benefited but other is harmed. Right? So, one species not benefited while other is harmed. So, this type of interaction is known as Amensalism. Let us explain it with some examples. We have studied an antibiotics called penicillin. So, penicillin is released by penicillium. So, penicillium releases antibiotics, chemicals. And these chemicals are harmful, detrimental, toxic to different types of bacteria such as Staphylococcus. So what we see? Staphylococcus are harmed due to the secretion of specific chemicals by penicillium. So penicillium is not benefited. However, Staphylococcus is harmed. Similarly, if we see trichoderma, it is also releasing a chemical which inhibits the growth of different types of other fungus such as Aspergillus. So Aspergillus is harmed. Trichoderma is not benefited. Similarly, if we observe the sunflower plants, the barley plants, bamboo plants. So in the vicinity of these plants, different types of weeds are not allowed to grow. So weeds are not growing nearby these plants due to release of specific chemicals. Hence, the relation between these plants and weeds is that of Amensalism. So, till now we have studied different types of interactions. हम लोगों ने different types का interactions पढ़ा between the populations of different species. However, some types of interactions are interspecific also. So we have described predation, we have studied competition, we have studied mutualism, we have studied Commensalism, and we have also studied Amensalism. Besides, we have studied parasitism. So these are the different types of interactions between the members of different species. So, population of one species is affected due to presence of another species. Okay. Now we have to start the last chapter of this period, that is biodiversity and its conservation.